our position is getting very difficult to compete with that 40% gap. You know, the average kid in MPS is at 15,800 and the average kid in the state of Wisconsin is at 14,700. I can't compete at $9,000 against 15 grand. I just offered an assistant principal job last week. The highest salary I've ever offered, almost double of what we were paying. He's already sitting at 75 as a teacher at MPS. He wouldn't make the leap for 80 grand, knowing that he can be above 80 next year at MPS and still with the 190-day responsibilities of a teacher instead of 220 days as an administrator. We had double the loss of teachers this summer than we normally have. Messmer has about 100 licensed educators in our system. Our summer loss in most years is about a dozen. This year our losses were double. We lost 27 people this summer. So the end of the story for us is we raise about $2 million a year to supplement the system. We are going to be constricting seats in several areas. We're at 1,200 now. We're probably going to dial that back into the mid to low 11s and curtail a couple of grade levels. You know, it's becoming unworkable with the amount of staff loss. We're seriously considering taking one of our buildings and capping the whole thing so that we can define and manage the expenses and put a cap on the projected enrollment. At the high school level, we're likely to cap where we're at about 500, and I'm sure we could serve 600 if we had more predictable and accessible staffing levels. People leave us because after a month or two, like, oh, what do you mean I have to, attend regularly? And what do you mean I can't carry my cell phone? So, there's some culture shock that's always been part of Messmer's experience where, we expect more and we don't cut corners on credits and those kinds of things. And a number of high schools did that during the pandemic, but we're not just going to give credits away. So, part of it is an honest attrition because of the standards we keep. But yeah, certainly if we could pay more competitively and fill out, especially in the core departments, if I had 4 more core teachers in math, English, social studies, and science, and for us I'd include theology. Yeah, it would be much easier for me to say, listen, we'll happily try to fill 600 seats. I can compete when that gap is 20% or less, and if the voucher was at 13 grand, but I can't do this at 9 grand a kid. We have really strong programs here in STEM education we didn't have 7 or 8 years ago, but the sustainability is going to be in jeopardy. But we've added really high quality offerings in STEM fields to get kids introduced to skilled trades and pre-engineering and some health related careers. And it's starting to get some traction, but it's not going to be sustainable. I'm not melodramatic by nature, but especially here in Milwaukee, this creates second-class citizens out of the 40-some thousand parents who choose to send their kids to choice and charter schools, because it guarantees this gap being so wide. You can be more efficient, as I said earlier. You can be more efficient in the 10 to even 20% range. You can't be more efficient in the 40% range. You can't operate on 60% funding and pretend you're going to make up, being more effective or efficient at that level.